Okay, it says we're up and running. You just said, well, we're having trouble, but apparently we're not having trouble. So, hi, how are you? This is another news. I'm your host, Mike Russell. Let's get the Instagram kids up and running here, and we're making it happen today. Wow, an absolutely craptastic way to start the day, as dozens are dead as a Black Hawk helicopter ran into a private airline, American Airlines flight, and everyone is presumed dead. I mean, this is one of the worst ways you could start a day. When we're us that are not casual news consumers, us that get up and see what the hell's going on in the world, we get to see this. I'm going to caution you because I am going to stay cautious. I am not going to jump out in my theories. Of course, my head came with some theories right away, immediately, but this is not the time for that. And unfortunately, when you have a leader like Donald Trump that will gladly get in front of cameras, that will be, take questions and not shy away from things and just release a statement, thoughts and prayers kind of junk. It's difficult when he knows that he's doing that in front of a hostile media who wants to make him look bad, and any off the cuff type of reaction that he has to these types of events is going to be spun around and used against him. But I do commend him for showing up. He went to the press briefing room with JD Vance, with our new transportation secretary, and everybody was there and acting like a professional. Donald Trump alluded to DEI hiring and why this was a mess. I think there is so much more going on to this, on here than that the helicopter didn't see the giant plane coming. The giant plane didn't see the helicopter coming. And this is it's just a mess. It's a mess altogether. So to say, I saw the video over the Capitol. Yeah, it looked like a helicopter was basically sitting still. Right. It was weird. And yeah, I was listening to the air traffic controller. I was listening to the tower communication with all the planes in the area. And it was, air traffic controllers are just Jedi. But what was happening, how we said, I remember one of the pilots said, did you just see that? I said, yes, please confirm it was an Apache helicopter or a Black Hawk helicopter. I forget which one. I think an Apache. I'm getting the two mixed up. I apologize. It was a helicopter. And one plane chimes in, says, I don't care who's confirming what, where do I go? Oh, fly, heading 270 up to 3,000 and hold. I mean, just like, hey, guys, I know you're in shock here, but I'm going 500 miles an hour. I would like to know where the hell you want me to point this thing. Oh, just absolutely tragic. But more will come out of this. This is not just oh, man, it was just, oh, yeah, somebody made a boo-boo. Something's not sitting right with me. It's just not. But here's President Trump as he was.
Yes. On DEI and the claims that you've made, are you saying this crash was somehow caused and the result of diversity hiring? And what evidence have you seen to support these claims?
I love this. Okay, now obviously, again, you're going to a hostile media who hates you. A hostile media who hates you and does not want you to succeed, will make you look bad every turn they get, like it's a badge of honor. You can forget about congressional medals of honor in the media. Congressional medals of freedom in the media. The Congressional Medal of Freedom is I have a Trump hairpiece on my padfolio. Each and every time I got him in a gotcha moment. They look like Buckeyes on the Ohio State helmets. So here we go.
Just could have been. We have a high standard. We've had a much higher standard than anybody else. And there are things where you have to go by brain power. You have to go by psychological quality. And psychological quality is a very important element of it. These are various very powerful tests that we put to use, and they were terminated by Biden. And Biden went by a standard that's the exact opposite. So we don't know, but we do know that you had two planes at the same level. You had a helicopter and a plane. That shouldn't have happened. And we'll see. We're going to look into that, and we're going to see. But certainly for an air traffic controller, we want the brightest, the smartest, the sharpest. We want somebody that's psychologically
Yeah.
superior, and that's what we're going to have. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. And move on to the next question. Don't even give her a follow-up. No. He handled it like a G. It's sometimes you kind of get the cringe, like, why is he in there? Why is he in the press briefing room right now? Why is he? Because he's Donald Trump. He gets in front of it. He's completely transparent. The guy's had like, I think 11 pressers with more than six reporters. I mean, you got questions? I got answers. What do you got? We're returning to transparency and knowing who's in charge. Whether you like how he handles that or not, doesn't matter. We're returning to someone's in charge in the White House. The person that America elected, both electoral college and in popular vote, he's in charge. That's good to know. Yes. Yeah, there has to be more camera angles. And again, like Brendan mentioned, Alfred, is a good way to look at it. As he mentioned, it looked somewhat standing still. It looked like the explosion happened and then nothing happened. Like everything paused almost. And then it went into the river. I just, like, it's a tragedy all around. It's truly what it is. It's a tragedy. And we'll have to find out. As Greg said, hopefully there's nothing that's nefarious. I always assume there is. And because, again, midair collisions are very rare and difficult to happen between a Black Hawk helicopter and a commercial airline. It's hard to do. So I'm just concerned. That's it. I have some concerns. I have some thoughts, and y'all know I always have thoughts. Come on. You know I always got a thought or two about things like that. But I'm not going to jump to conclusions. We're going to wait to see what happens. When let's see here, when Pete Hegseth comes out and says, here's from the military, here's where our Department of Defense, and a Joint Chief comes out and says, this is what happened from this side, and American Airlines comes out and this is what happened from this side, then we can decide what the hell's going on. Yeah. It's like hitting a jet ski with a yacht. That's a damn good way to look at it, Brendan. Yes, it's right. It is. It just yeah. It's like, how in the hell did those, understand. I mean, the planes are flying, but it was on approach. It was significantly slowing down. You understand, planes don't have brakes. Planes just slow down to go down. Slow down to go down. I'm sure that's part of flight school. Slow down to go down. And I'm talking about Ski School, the great movie Ski School. I'm talking about flight school. I'm sure the slow down to go down is part of that. So it's not going the 500 whatever miles an hour that are 300 and some odd miles an hour that it normally is. It's slowing down. And I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate that we're in a position in this country where I have to freak out a little bit about this and go, oh man, what a tragedy. It's a midair collision. That's a tragedy. Instead of everybody immediately starts pointing fingers and goes, oh, well, it's because of DEI hiring. Oh, this is probably a terrorist act. Oh, this was, everybody starts jumping in with their opinion on it. I just want to say that sucked. It's a sucky thing to wake up to in the morning. It really is. And I'm lucky that I woke up to it and I'm not one of the family members, the 3 new Gold Star families. There's 3 military members on that helicopter, and the 60 something that were in the airplane, including I'm not any of their families that are grieving. And I wake up and I'm like, this really sucks. And it sucks that my first thought is, how does a helicopter run into a commercial plane? I'm like, oh, my mind starts to race, right? I didn't even think of the whole DEI thing. I don't even know if we're still supposed to right now. Oh, but hey, actually think about that flight controller. Think about the tower controller. How's that person doing today? Hey, honey, how was your day at work? Killed 70 people. How was your day? It's unbelievable. Just how we can't just say, for a minute, for a day, for 12 hours, we can just be like, you know what? That really sucked. Got to immediately go to where my head went. And I'm saying I'm guilty of this. That's where my head went. My head went to radicalization, military members. My head went everywhere. I was looking all over the place, see if there's any other incidences outside of this. Everywhere. Yeah. All right. What do you say? Like playing chicken with 3 cruise ships in the Straits of holy mackerel with your modalist. Okay, buddy. Great. I don't advise. I don't advise at all. No. And I don't even know where that is. I'm geographically illiterate. I have no idea what you're talking about right there. Juan de Fuca. Where's that? I don't know the Straits of Juan de Fuca. You have no idea. And let's get to the Senate hearings. This is a big day. A big day. Do you guys want to start with what's going on today, or do you guys want to go? Well, I mean, RFK Jr. is going on today, but you want to go back a couple of RFK Jr. Some funsies? Because this is absolutely insane what's going on. Yeah, I do agree. I do agree with that, Rhonda. The 9/11 made us rethink those types of events for sure. Let's actually do RFK first. Let's do RFK. So this is one of my favorite. The race card getting pulled on RFK is hysterical. The race card. Understand, he was Democrat golden boy for a hot minute. Then decided to buck the system and run against Joe Biden. Now they hate him. Then he joined Donald Trump. Now they loathe him. Turned his back on the Democrat Party. Now his entire family has disowned him. But to play the race card is absolutely insane. Listen to this.
On February 26, 2021, an interview with Dr. Judy Mikovits, where you said the following, and I quote, "We should not be giving Black people the same vaccine schedule that's given to whites because their immune system is better than ours." Can you please explain what you meant?
Well, I meant that we shouldn't be giving Black people the same schedule as white people because Black people have better immune systems than we do. That's exactly what I meant, Senator. Next.
There's a series of studies, I think most of them by Poland, that show that to particular antigens that Blacks have a much stronger reaction. There's differences in reaction to different products by different races.
So I have 17 seconds left. Let me just ask you then. So what
Here we go. Here comes the race card.
different vaccine schedule would you say I should have received?
Oh, Lord.
What different vaccine schedule?
Put it back in the deck.
Should I have received?
I mean, the Poland article suggests that Blacks need fewer antigens than.
This is so
you get the
dangerous.
same measles vaccine.
Mr. Kennedy, with all due respect, that is so dangerous.
What?
Your voice would be a voice that parents would listen to. That is so dangerous.
Good.
I will
No,
be
the
voting
truth
against
is
your nomination because
science.
your views are dangerous to our state and to our country.
I mean, do you think science is dangerous, Senator? This is published peer-reviewed studies.
Yeah.
I yield.
Sorry. Nope. Reclaiming my time. God, it has to be so hard being the grown-up in the room. Being the only grown-up in the room. And no, the Republicans aren't playing like grown-ups either. They're being, they're just, oh, you're so amazing and this and that. They're not digging in deep on anything. They're not trying to debunk many things. It's childish. Her actions right there are childish. The man just said, here's a peer-reviewed article and study that Black people have better immunity systems than white people, so there should probably be a different schedule for vaccines, or at least different dosage, because that's what science says. No, that's dangerous. So think about that. When a senator tells the will-be Secretary of Homeland Security, the soon-to-be Secretary of Homeland Security, that his views are dangerous because science, remember, follow the science, science is telling tradition and always what was that it needs to change and doesn't need to be the way it is. So for a healthier we the people, why not look into every avenue? She's saying that that's dangerous because parents will listen to him and actually ask their doctor, hey, so I heard about a study out of Poland that Black people have a better immunity system than white people. Can, how is that going to factor into my immunization schedule? That's a great question. Not just, okay, here's my baby, doc. Go stab it with as much stuff as you can. Don't care about reviews. Don't care about science. Just go jab my baby up. No, it's time for parents to take the health of their children back. I don't care if you're for vax or not. I don't care. Just be in control. It's your child. It doesn't belong to the doctor. It sure as hell doesn't belong to the United States government. And we are seeing senators deny peer-reviewed and published science, evidence, facts, because it doesn't fit the status quo. And there is an element of skin color in it that you can't even mention because it's going to hurt somebody's feelings or get them kicked out of their big pharma paychecks. It's time to ask questions regularly of the establishment, both pharmaceutical and political. This is ridiculous. Oh, man. Then, okay, so if that wasn't Democrat Senator stupidity enough for you, he's back. Time to feel the burn. Bernie Sanders wants to know if RFK Jr. as Secretary of Health and Human Services feel the burn would guarantee universal health care in the United States for the first time in its history. A guaranteed right, health care, universal health care. What do you say, RFK Jr.?
America healthier than other countries in the world right now.
Will you guarantee do what every other major country does? That's a simple question.
And by the way, Bernie, the problem of corruption is not just in the federal agencies, it's in Congress too. Almost all the members of this panel are accepting, including yourself, are accepting millions of dollars from the pharmaceutical industry.
Oh,
and protecting their interests.
Oh,
wait there, Tony.
I
Jim.
thought that would come. No. I ran for president like you. I got millions and millions of contributions. They did not come from the executives, not one nickel of PAC money from the pharmaceutical industry. They came from workers.
In 2020, you were the single largest
because I had
receiver of pharmaceutical money.
Contributions from workers all over this country. Workers,
you were the
not a nickel from corporate PACs.
You were the single largest acceptor of pharmaceutical dollars.
No, from workers in
1.5 million.
Yeah, out of 200 million. All right, but
out of 200 million. Yeah. Oh, sure. Okay, 1.5 million I took from the pharmaceutical industry. Okay, fine. Out of 200 million. Who cares? Okay, move. I'm reclaiming my time. I feel the burn. Bernie Sanders. I apologize for the terrible Bernie Sanders impression, but it was so fun to see him get called out and then him denying it and then get called out with facts and reality and then justify it. Chef's kiss to RFK Jr. That was magical to be ready for that, right? Even Bernie was ready for that, right? Oh, no. I knew this was going to come. And you still got smoked. It's exactly why Republicans stomped the Democrats in the last election, because we're tired of it. Tired of this noise. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. All right, let's see what we got here. All right. Yeah, trust trust the science unless it goes against my personal narrative, and I can pull the race card. We'll go with that. And that's Grizz. That's right. I think you're talking about RFK Jr. on there. Yeah, he was like Trump on the left. They loved him before they hated him. It's absolutely true. Yeah, listen to the science during COVID. That's all it was, Colin. That's all it was. Trust the science. No, with listen to science, it was trust the science. Forget about listening to it. Listening to science is fine. Listening to opposing views to science is fine as well. Listening is good. Their advice, trust, not their advice. I apologize. Their demand was to trust the science. And remember Dr. Fauci, St. Fauci himself. If you question me, you question science. I am science. He just said, oh my gosh. All right, what else we got here? Let's see here. Our cash shouldn't have been pulled. Yeah, it would have popped up. Amen to that, Alfred. Yes, absolutely. The bosses gave the workers the money, and the money made them. Oh, absolutely. Unions, especially, Jim. That's just rampant. I feel so sorry for people in unions. Like, I didn't want my money going to that guy. Why the hell is my money going to that guy? Yeah. Oh, Michael Bennett was a little ripped up, wasn't he? Yeah, that's right. I appreciate that, Greg. I'll give Greg credit because he's giving me credit. There you go. Yeah, thanks. Always my friend. Feel the burn. Okay. Yes, I am science. So Bernie got stomped. That's good. Let's go over to the hot ones today. That is Tulsi Gabbard and Kash Patel. Yeah. Kash Patel, and I'm going to say it before we get to Kash. Kash Patel is being nominated for the head of the FBI. Kash Patel is the only that we've seen so far, and I'm being straight with you guys. I'm just being honest. That isn't like a dynamo-looking kind of dude or chick. He just isn't. He's just kind of like, you know, yeah. And he's done a bunch of podcasts with what looked like tap out shirts, and it just, he just. I want him in there. Trust me. I want Kash Patel to be the head of the FBI. 100%. And I think he will be. But the problem to me is that he's getting lambasted. And I'm telling you, his look, I'm throwing it out there. It's just not a look like understand that any of our electoral process or selection processes, I'll start with looks, period. That's why I believe that the Bachelor and Bachelorette just had it wrong. That's when you knew it was all in, it was all a fix. And by the way, it is completely staged. They know who's going to be the final two at the beginning of filming. It's all an act. Those are just people that are trying to become famous. But they had it all wrong if it were truly a reality show, because here's what I would want as the Bachelor. Okay? I would, and I'm not Queen Bee. It's okay. So if I were the Bachelor, I would want to show up at 2:30 in the morning after a night of binge drinking, total benders by all the women that are competing for my love, my rose, and I want them to just be rallied out of bed and off the couch, have one shoe on, hair all like that. That's what I want to see, because that's reality. Forget about this nonsense about, they just got out of the limousine and look at them, got their ball gowns on and their perfect makeup and hair. No, you'll never see that woman look like that again, ever. Total benders. Yeah. That's what it should be. Hey, how you girls feeling? All right. Our first competition is who wants this Bloody Mary, and what you have to do to get the Bloody Mary. See, my show would be so fun. It really would be. What the hell was I talking about? Oh, Kash Patel. Sorry, Kash. Good looking dude. Let's get to Kash Patel. They're slamming him for his thoughts on certain what are being called conspiracy theories. Now, let me clue you in on conspiracy theory. Conspiracy theory means one of two things. I don't agree with you, so I'll say you're a conspiracy theorist, or you've completely busted me, so I need to label you a conspiracy theorist. We're seeing a lot of that in this hearing. We're seeing a lot of, you were completely exposing us. You're a conspiracy theorist. But didn't we get labeled conspiracy theorists during COVID? God, Rob and I'm telling you so many times, oh, your dumb conspiracies about it wasn't the vaccines weren't tested enough and they weren't tested against transmission. We were dead right. They weren't tested against transmission. We're dead right. Pfizer. And how magically we kept pointing out that magically Pfizer was sponsoring every single news outlet. Moving on, let's talk about conspiracy theory. Thank God Senator Kennedy is around. Oh, God. And I'm talking about this Senator Kennedy, who was one of my favorite human beings in Washington, D.C. He has a thought about Kash Patel and the conspiracy theories.
We need to get some new conspiracy theories, because all the old ones turned out to be true.
Ha!
Facts matter, Senator.
Yeah. I mean, conspiracy theorists are up something like 37-0.
Yep. That's why I love him. It's truly why I love Senator Kennedy. Yeah, well, yeah, because all these conspiracy theories you're talking about here now hold weight because all of them are becoming true. And again, this is the wave that we're seeing. We're seeing with Gen X taking over. Gen X is hitting their 50s. This is where we see it. Gen X is now squarely in the upper 40s, mid 50s. We're in charge now. And these whole conspiracy theories that we have been saying, that's not a conspiracy theory. That's actually happening. Remember the conspiracy theory that the CIA killed JFK? We were right. Okay. Conspiracy theory that there's aliens. We were right. There's a lot of conspiracy theories that the Bidens were a crime family. We were right. Conspiracy theory about everything with COVID. We were right. All right, I'll start with something good in the Kash Patel movement. This is brought by Senator Blackburn because this is super important. And this, y'all ready to get excited? Because my girl Marsha just swinging it. Let's go.
Breaking up these trafficking rings is important to President Trump. So will you work with me on this issue so we know who worked with Jeffrey Epstein in building these sex trafficking rings?
Absolutely, Senator. Child sex trafficking has no place in the United States of America, and I will do everything, if confirmed as FBI director, to make sure the American public knows the full weight of what happened in the past and how we are going to countermand missing children and exploited children going forward.
You're wondering why some celebs are moving out of town and some politicians didn't run for re-election. Because we will truly know now how Jeffrey Epstein climbed the financial mountain that he did, what he had on who, and who was part of these pedophile nonsense trips to this pedo island. We're going to get to know. And people that are not for confirming Kash Patel, he's going to get confirmed. So he will be part of the FBI. Even if they do not vote to confirm him, he will be involved in, it's okay. Those that are anti-Kash Patel are simply afraid that list is going to be released. Dick Durbin, Senator Durbin. The only thing against Kash Patel he had today was a picture of him with Laura Loomer. Laura Loomer's the jabroni that, okay, whatever. She's just not no. James O'Keefe and Laura Loomer are made for each other. Like literally made for each other. Or they might be the same person. I've never seen them in the same room together. Inquiring minds want to know. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Lynn, Marsha Blackburn's a beautiful woman inside and out for sure. Patel, powerful on audio. He is. He just doesn't that look. I'm just saying. Anyway, just throwing it out there. Hey, Crazy Hirono was here. Crazy Hirono. This is beautiful. Let's just go with crazy. Let's just go with Crazy Hirono. Here you go.
Yes or no? Did you make money?
I don't have
This
those
is my third and
financial
last time I'm going to
disclosures
ask you
in front
that
of me.
question.
You have that information.
So you refuse to answer.
You have all of my financial records. I submitted to thousands of questions, and you have all of those answers. And you keep asking me this nonsense here.
In front of me.
Question.
You have that information.
So you refuse to answer the question.
I answered
Here
1,300 pages.
You no answer. And yet you spread dangerous misinformation.
These Washington, D.C. is not a real place. This can't be real. That can't be, definitely we know, is not in attitude, in action, speech, decorum, worthy of a United States Senator. Absolutely not. That's it? That's what you came with? As a senator of the United States of America, you're one of 100. That's it. We only get 2 per state, and Hawaii wasted a spot on you. Unbelievable how childish this is. And again, the after action report doesn't have to be that long for the Democrats saying, how the hell did we get our asses kicked in November? This is it. It's all being played out, and no one, and I mean no one. You're about to hear from Senator Bennett in a minute. We'll see how he treats women. This is absolutely obvious, glaringly obvious, that the Democrats they've lost it. And as long as they have Crazy Hirono, Michael Bennett, any of these bozos, and oh wait, Mark Kelly gets schooled, and I mean schooled by Tulsi Gabbard. As long as that is the representation of the Democrat Party, they're toast. Toast. For the first time yesterday, it finally came out. First time yesterday, or it finally happened. There are now more registered Republicans than Democrats in the state of Nevada. Y'all, this is the beginning of something. And it's absolutely, it shouldn't become a shock to anyone because this is Democrat leadership. This crazy Hirono is Democrat leadership. Just
hear your answer, yes or no. Did you make money?
I don't have
This
those
is my third and
financial
last time I'm going to
disclosures
ask you
in front
that
of me.
question.
You have that information.
So you refuse to answer the question.
I answered
Here
1,300
you
pages.
are, no answer. And yet you spread dangerous misinformation.
Keep it going, Dems. Keep it going. And we'll watch it just go straight Thelma and Louise right off the cliff. I tell you what, how weird is it that that's the second time I've referred to Thelma and Louise in the past week, and I never saw the movie. Yeah. The only Susan Sarandon movie I want to see is Bull Durham. That's it. All right. John, hey, buddy. All right, John. Hey, what's up? Happy 36, brother. All right. Happy. All right. If I give John a big happy B-Day, please, man. Thanks for telling us. I love it, buddy. Happy birthday. Hope you're doing something cool. Thanks for spending part of your birthday with us. All right. We're all having a good time. Jump on in. The water is fine. Oh, yeah. Oh, she sounds like, not putting that one up there, Brendan. Not putting up there. Let's get to Mr. Bennett. Here we go.
You believe
This is Tulsi Gabbard. He's going after Tulsi Gabbard. By the way, Edward Snowden, I apologize for starting that and start talking. Edward Snowden tweeted out to Tulsi today. He said their main goal is to get you to denounce me. That's their goal. I give you permission. Go ahead. Who cares? Essentially, it's all theater. It's all a joke. Edward Snowden tweeted Tulsi Gabbard, or X'd. We got to fix that. X'd Tulsi Gabbard today. X-messaged. That's hard to say. Try that. Maybe some coffee. X-messaged Tulsi Gabbard saying, hey, go ahead. Throw me under the bus. Don't care. Don't care. I know I'm getting a pardon. Go ahead. You good. You go ahead. You have my permission. Just get confirmed. Oh, man, I tell you what. What up, Michael? Yeah, Colin, I remember when I was 36 too, buddy. Woo! I'm going to say it. Yeah, guys, I'm going to say it. 14 years ago. Holy God. Can I get back to Tulsi in a minute? Something happened in the past few weeks. That I want to expressed to Tulsi. I like that. We're going to go with that. Expressed Tulsi directly today. Love it. Thank you, Brendan. Something happened in the past couple weeks because I'm turning 50. I'm going to be turning 50 in April. And I was thinking the other day, because I still feel in a lot of cases, like I'm the CEO of Arizona Outdoor Financial Corporation. I run 2 shows. I have my own voice work business, and I'm the vice president of Wildlife for Tomorrow. Like, I should not feel like just kind of the kid that said, I'm around slapping jokes and, hey, Mike's got something funny to say and anything like that. I'm 50 damn years old. Holy crap. And I had this realization. And I thought, oh my God, I really don't have to sit and just go, yeah, all right. Well, kind of, and in a way, kind of let the grown-ups speak. All right. Our board is there's older members of our board. And I like in 60s, 70s, things like that. I'm like, damn, I'm 50 years old. And I was on a conference call Tuesday. It might have been yesterday morning. And I just lit this dude up. I was like, that's enough. I'm done with this. Nope. This is exactly how we're going to do it. And I mean, I'm actually going to have to apologize to the dude at the event, because I just was like, yeah, damn it. I'm a 50-year-old in the room. I don't know if that's ever happened to anybody, but I mean, I think everyone will agree that the older you get, you still look in the mirror and you're like, who that old guy? Like I'm still young. I still feel like I'm in my 30s. Kind of like, I'm kind of the young kid at the table. Yeah. That's solid, dude. I'm going to use that one. Oh man. My grandfather always said I was busier than a one-legged guy in an ass-kicking contest. That's one of my favorite ones. Yeah. Because that's the visual of a one-legged man in an ass-kicking contest is fantastic. Yes. All right. Celebrating a 34th anniversary of being 20. Fantastic. Great job, Rhonda. Yeah. I'm celebrating 50, guys. I have no problem with that. I love it. So that just kind of that new emboldened kind of spirit, like, dude, I'm 50. Screw you. I'm 50 and I'm Gen X and I don't care about your feelings. I don't care. Queen Bee wanted me to grow the beard out a little bit, Brandon, because it's got some of the gray in it, because the gray's coming in there. She's like, ooh, how you doing? Queen Bee is substantially younger than me. Not substantial. She's a little bit younger. Put it that way. Okay, let's get back to Tulsi Gabbard. I digress. Holy mackerel. Here we go. Oh, please.
Believe, as the chairman of this committee believes, as the vast majority of members of our intelligence agencies believe, that Edward Snowden was a traitor to the United States of America.
Senator, if confirmed as Director of National Intelligence, I will work with you to make sure that there is not another Snowden-like leak.
Media. It's not a moment to propagate theories, conspiracy theories, or attacks on journalism in the United States. This is when you need to answer the questions of the people whose votes you're asking for.
She's trying to, you asshat. She's trying to.
To be confirmed as the chief intelligence officer of this nation. As my colleague said, this is not about you. It's about the people that serve the intelligence agencies of the United States.
This guy. Keep going, Dems.
Is Edward Snowden a traitor to the United States
Has
of
he
America?
been convicted of being a traitor?
That is not a hard question to answer when the stakes are this high.
Senator, as someone who has
your
served
answer
in
yes
uniform,
or no,
oh my
is
God.
Edward Snowden a traitor to the United States of America?
as someone who has worn our
my
uniform in combat, I understand how critical our national security
Apparently
is.
you don't. Apparently you don't. Let me ask you. I've worked.
Okay, I'm looking this here. So I want to see if Edward Snowden was actually convicted. September 29, 2020, the U.S. District Court of Eastern District, Virginia, entered a final judgment and permanent injunction against Edward Snowden, a former employee of the Central Intelligence Agency and contractor for the NSA. But what is he? Was he found guilty of being a traitor to his nation? Then that would have been that answer. And I'll kind of knock Tulsi on that. Is that his? Shouldn't that have been his? Was he convicted of being a traitor? Well, no. Then no. Because here in the United States, there's due process, and if you are not present for your trial, I don't believe that the man was convicted of being a traitor. So there, yeah. One man's whistleblower is another man's patriot. 100%. Depends on which side you want. Yeah, he's Senator Bennett is Colorado, so he has the Aspen underbite. It's that whole Aspen jet set inbreeding thing they got going on up there. All right, let's get to Senator Mark Kelly. Senator Mark, this is a bit long one, so just bear with me here. And tomorrow I'm going to talk to you a lot about because I was a little late to the jump here, and this Mark Kelly thing's a little long. Tomorrow, Kroger, one of the largest grocery chains, if not the largest grocery chain in the nation, Fry's here in the Valley, the Ralph's in California, Kroger around the, so anyway, Kroger said they are working with Microsoft for their facial recognition technology. Now, they swear up and down with their facial recognition technology, they're not going to change the prices on you. They will never change the prices on you. My assets. Wait till you hear about this. They're vehemently denying it. Mark, Greg, you're right. The astronaut is a loser. I'll tell you guys this. Do not hate the Arizona Game and Fish Commission for doing this. But apparently Mark Kelly did something or co-authored something in the Senate and voted for something that actually did something for this state in land management. Okay? So I know he had nothing to do with it unless it made him money, but nevertheless, he was given an award by the commission at the Commissioner Awards banquet, which I emceed on Saturday. Mark Kelly was given an award. Mark Kelly was definitely not there. If Mark Kelly is there, we'd be having a different conversation right now in this minute. I'd still be telling you how I went toe-to-toe with Mark Kelly. I do not afraid of that guy. That guy is a self-serving, self-aggrandizing, and self-enriching hack. Sorry. His speech was pre-recorded. Pre-recorded. He didn't even show up to the event. Pre-recorded, and he read the entire thing, not from a teleprompter from his desk and maybe something in front of him, but it was just the cadence of him reading for the first time. I would like to thank you for this honor from the commission to... It was insulting to everybody that was there. At the end, he said, have a nice day. It was 9:00 at night. Have a nice day. This guy's absolutely... He's exactly what you're about to see here. Watch, he's reading his questions because he does not come up with any of this. Again, he's a rubber stamp for the DNC, and he's there to enrich himself. And anytime he falls on any kind of hard polling, guess what? He wheels his wife out to remind everybody of what happened to her. It's disgusting. Disgusting. Here he is being disgusting to Tulsi Gabbard.
Senator Kelly.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Colonel Gabbard, when Russia was denying us use of chemical weapons, they accused the U.S. of supporting terrorists. This is a line that Putin used frequently during the Syrian civil war as he supported Assad. Syrian officials made similar comments. They did it repeatedly. They did it in public. They did it at the United Nations. In 2016, you gave an interview in which you said, and this is a quote, "The U.S. is providing direct and indirect support to terrorist groups in order to overthrow the Syrian government."
They are, that's true.
And in 2019, on the Democratic presidential debate stage, you said of President Trump, this is a quote, "This current president is continuing to betray us. We were supposed to be going after al-Qaeda, but over years now, not only have we not gone after al-Qaeda, our president is supporting al-Qaeda." So I'm interested to hear, what was your goal?
And by supporting al-Qaeda, he was threatening their leadership.
And did you consider, before saying them, the motives of Iran and Russia, what their motives might have been before making these claims?
Ladies and gentlemen, the grown-up in the room.
Senator, as someone who enlisted in the military specifically because of al-Qaeda's terrorist attack on 9/11 and committing myself and my life to doing what I could to defeat these terrorists, it was shocking and a betrayal to me and every person who was killed on 9/11, their families and my brothers and sisters in uniform. When, as a member of Congress, I learned about President Obama's dual programs that he had begun really to overthrow the regime of Syria, and being willing to, through the CIA's Timber Sycamore program that has now been made public, of working with and arming and equipping al-Qaeda in an effort to overthrow that regime.
Arming al-Qaeda.
Starting yet another regime change war in the Middle East. DOD train and equip program, again, begun under President Obama, is widely been known, looked at and studied, that ultimately resulted in over $500 million being used to train who they called moderate rebels, but were actually fighters working with and aligned with al-Qaeda's affiliate on the ground in Syria, all to move forward with their regime change and not acknowledging what was obvious at the time and what—
Wait, the grown-up in the room and the most intelligent human being in the room, yes.
—has unfortunately borne true, which was that a regime change war in Syria, much like the regime change wars in Iraq, the toppling of Gaddafi and Mubarak, while these are all dictators, would likely result in the rise of Islamist extremists like al-Qaeda taking power. I shed no tears for the fall of the Assad regime, But today we have an Islamist extremist who is now in charge of Syria, as I said, who danced on the streets to celebrate the 9/11 attack, who ruled over Idlib with an Islamist extremist governance, and who has already begun to persecute and kill and arrest religious minorities like Christians in Syria.
Sit down,
Why that should be acceptable to anyone is beyond me.
It shouldn't
is
be.
certainly
And I
not in our
understand, and
interests.
I appreciate your answer, and thank you. My concern has to do with the tendency to repeat Russian and Syrian, and even in some cases, I think we'll get into in the closed session, Iranian information, and to discount what comes from our intelligence community.
Senator, every American deserves to know that people in our own government were providing support to our sworn enemy, Al Qaeda. That should not be acceptable by anyone.
Thank you. That's right. And on your way out, Mark Kelly, take that. She just smacked him upside that bald head. Oh, that was genius. Yeah. Now he's not going back to space because Trump had to ask Elon, can you get your SpaceX people up there because all the Boeing DEI stuff they went through, they can't make a plane or a spaceship anymore. Can you go get those two people that are still stuck? They were just there for a couple of weeks. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he is an invertebrate looking creep. I don't say invertebrate unless my. Never mind. So that's he looks like something in this. I'll just say that. Yes. Look, I mean, I'll go back to this, Alfred. And you say that 100%. Yeah. Hurricane. Like I can mention any kind of yeah. In that, unfortunately, at the beginning of the show, we're talking about the tragedy that happened between American Airlines flight and the military helicopter. Like your mind just goes to that. Your mind just goes to open border. How could somebody infiltrate that? I mean, you have to work. You try to work back the pieces, and nothing surprises you. The things that pop up in your head when you try to make sense of news events of late. The things that pop up in your head as a possibility and actually something that you attempt to track back to possibility of that event is scary. We are so, I wouldn't even say desensitized. We are so overwhelmed by nefarious shenanigans from our governance that anything is possible. That again, you see an airplane crashing with a helicopter and a lot of people dying. Your first thought is, I mean, not your first thought, several thoughts would be something that you wouldn't have never thought of 15 years ago. Not even close. As in the realm of possibility. But your mind just goes back to it. So again, I'll end how I started. Let's find out what happened. Let's dig into this. I think we have an administration that is going to be as transparent as can be on what really happened with this midair collision. But to point fingers at terrorism or DEI or any of that right now, it doesn't help. Just the power of thought, the power of prayer, the power of emotion, the power of energy towards the families that are still in the day that they lost their loved ones. Woke up this morning to that is really what we should be doing in the first 24, 48 hours. And then let's get to getting some answers. But how crazy is it that our mind just can go to anything because at this point, as we the people and our slappy governance, anything's possible. It's crazy. Thanks for hanging out today, guys. Hope you had a good time. I know I did. We'll do it again. We'll wrap up the week. Hopefully we can still laugh at these Democrat senators that are, again, being the best Republican commercial in history. And tomorrow on the Go Show, of course, it's FAFO Friday. So we'll see you then. Everyone have a great rest of your day. Thanks for playing along.